So humans have the wherewithal to, like, I don't know, safety pin their house key inside their pocket, right? So even if you think you lost it, like, you could freak out for a second and then be like, oh, wait a minute, here it is, because it's impossible for me to lose this item, because I do something. If it's I'm camping and I can't, like, if I lose my waterproof matches or something like that, so then I would have to just turn back around and go back home, right? So, like, you do something to make sure that even if you freak out and think you lost it, you'll find it. Like, oh, there it is. And you still got to be vigilant, even though you take precautions or that you have set up measures to make sure that the thing that you don't want to happen doesn't happen. And how is it that DJ Academic doesn't understand that, like, there's a reason of, like, well, it's normalization. So, like, people like Kai Sanat and DJ Academic, they're gonna be the ones to normalize what was it that they did? It's like because they don't understand. You can't normalize sexualizing minors. You can't talk to them like explicitly like that and shit. For more than one reason, not just that it's wrong, but because the parents are going to be looking for you. Probably shove a broomstick up his ass. Because he's taken away their ability to stay vigilant, and at the same time, you don't let down your guard. So even if you parents cannot let down your guard, you have facilitated the measure to keep something from happening, right? So it's like you might freak out, but then, hey, well, like, it didn't happen, right? Because you're supposed to be on guard, but you can afford yourself the peace of mind of knowing that some things are not normalized at the very least, even though you still have to be vigilant, right? So he doesn't get it, and he's like, I don't understand. I showed everybody love and this and this and that, but it wasn't about, it had nothing to do with that, because he's not a parent, he doesn't understand, because he's not good at protecting anybody in his house. If he's not good at protecting anybody, and that's his responsibility, like women and children, and those kind of parents that are afraid to scold or chastise their children, instead to hide, they'll hide behind them. Like, it's you can't even say that they're paying attention to what they think that is their bottom line is, because it doesn't make coherent sense. If you're really consensus driven, if you really go by the mass, what the masses think, you're not even paying attention to that. If that's what you say you're doing, you're not even really paying attention to that. So it's been facilitated by the mainstream media for us to give certain people passes, and to have a crusade against somebody who we don't have really proof. Like, you can't really say that what's his name, the dude that had his knee on the neck or something, like, because, like, all those cops do that, and it's like though there was proof, and the mainstream media is not doing me any favors, because they do what they did, and I'm not going to get into it with people. I don't even want to talk about that, actually, because if they set a trap for me to fall in it, it's not my responsibility to go and clean up and everything. It's not my responsibility to get you straight on what you need to know. Who even sets traps? Who even sets traps? Because they want to see what they want to see. That's not in my interest. So tearing our own community apart from the inside because we got some bad information. I'll pass. Wait for you to forget about it, just like they do with us. Anytime there's something like an event where you got to stop somebody from normalizing an activity that you got to stay on guard against constantly, we just pretend like we'll just wait until you forget about it. You know, because so why shouldn't I do the same thing for their little issues? Because their issues are fake anyway. Like, it sucks, you know, but the dude, there's a point. I mean, fucking, he got somebody in his own department to testify that, or his superior testified that they don't use that move. But then she's been recorded doing the same thing. Her picture, she's been doing the same thing, right? And you know, it's like, because it's a bitter pill, it sucks. You know, like we have this like we have this mediation going on in our community and everything. But I mean, do you want to stop like what, you know, I'm saying, like, we're worse than the Klan. We're more Nazis. We killed each other. So you want to help them? Like, who you want to, like, whose side are you? You end up having to be like a pariah and against the mainstream media, but knowing that they're not the reason why we do what we do. So they're not the reason why we do what we do. They stay a problem because they pick and choose, have selective memory, and then they get people whose attention span, you know, understandably, is not dedicated toward all that shit. Have them cortisol like levels peaking and everything, because you've seen people with bad information. It's something that got in their mind that it makes sense to them. Whose fault is it? It's the mainstream media. They're the ones that are trying to drive a wedge between the black community. So their little talking points, I'll just wait until you forget. Then I'm gonna like that too. I'm gonna do like that too. Because they don't know my people. Yeah, I know. I always know my people. They don't. You might be my people and disagree with me, but that's what I'm talking about. You're listening to not everything. You're being selective. I listen to the opinions of if they say somebody is hate speech, like, I'm not afraid to hear what they gotta say, not because I want to agree with them, but it's the fact that you can't investigate, you can't even get to know your enemy. Like, who the fuck is leading our community then? I guess it's just me. I hope they could see that, because, you know, it's not evident that I'm, you know, on the scale of melanin, like, you know, got the most or anything like that. But, you know, if it wasn't for the mainstream media constantly taking advantage of where we're already weak, then, you know, then that shit would affect me, because they say, you know, a bunch of, you're a misogynist, calculating, cold, conniving, everything, you know, like, what the fuck, like, any fucking thing you want to try, don't find out who's really behind it. Just don't have to know what you're talking about. Or they just don't have to leave you alone because you don't know what you're talking about. So you're always going to get your talking points from them. Then how come I could still operate in my own society then? It shouldn't have forever to just try. Like, it should be like, you know, an even match, like, really. Or somebody's going to have to be responsible for that, you know, because if you just tie someone to a chair and glue their eyes open and force them to watch repetition, it's not the same thing as having it persuading me with arguments. Notice I didn't say science. I said argument. Because there's really fucking kindergarten like way of thinking. Like why shouldn't you be able to talk explicitly like academic, like DJ academics, like all these kind of people, they don't know why they shouldn't be able to do it. Okay, keep fucking around. I mean, it's obvious that you think you can get away with lying to my people forever and always getting away with it. And what do you have to fall back on? That you can drive a wedge between people who should be paying attention. Then when you meet someone who actually is paying attention, you're gonna pretend that you don't know what the fuck is going on, or you're gonna wait until you forget. Then I'm gonna come back at you, trying to put like, I'm trying to steal the credit from you for what you've done. It's a trip, because even in your own community, people don't want to give you credit for what you've done. I mean, I've gotten credit for the good things I've done from the right people. But the other people in my immediate family, it's like they almost could forget. Go right back to saying you're not, trying to contribute. You don't do anything. This and that. Like I never have. It's like when you have the opportunity, then you're supposed to go with the momentum, but they don't understand. So, it's cool. I'll sit. I'll get up again. Like there'll be something else. I'll be paying attention. I'll strike while the iron is hot. They think that everybody's supposed to be slaving and scrimping and saving in post-industrial modern era. This barren class quartermaster type of situation where they think they're going to come back and remember you for speaking good on them, or for contributing to them, they're facilitating their power, and then they're going to remember you. They're not going to come back and like throw you in a salt mine. You okay? Because that's what I think. I'm just saying my truth. I don't think that they're doing those things. I don't think that they're trying to collect biometric data. I don't think that they're trying to gain the genome and all this kind of shit. That's all like been proven to be debunked. So fucking then what? Go hang out in some fucking Discord chat with some kid with some children, removing a precedent for security. It's just like normalizing shit. And fucking, I thought you was my dogs because I showed love. Like, what the fuck? Hey, don't get shit twisted. Don't be. Why do I care why people, how they make up in their mind shit that they want to put on me? I should be ignoring them, but it make me hot, piss me off. Stop doing that.